all in all, is my view of My Hero Academia, chapter 264, One's Justice, which is such an absolutely perfect title. I mean, this shot we have of Twice and Hawks. If you were to show this to a random person on the street and ask who's the hero and who's the villain here, they would definitely say Hawks is the villain. I mean, the way he's shaded like this, he just looks so freaking evil. And the truth is, to Twice, he is evil. He's the villain here. He betrayed and manipulated him for months, pretending to be his friend just so he could get close to him, just so he could take him out. I mean, that was heartless. And Hawks does have a certain amount of guilt over all this, but at the same time, he kept doing it day in and day out. And Twice is just feeling an overwhelming sense of guilt because the same thing happened last time. He trusted Overall. He brought him to the League of Villains so they could make a deal, so they could form an alliance. And as a result, Big Sis Mag got killed. And Twice has always blamed himself for that because he was the one that brought him there. And now the same thing's happening again. He trusted Hawks. He tried to convince other people that he was a good guy, that he was on their side, that he was part of the League. Trying to convince other people that he was part of the League, part of their group, one of his friends. And it's all come back to bite him in the butt here. And, as Hawks comes out of the darkness, he does try to return to hero-ish nature. And he tells him, I'll help you start over. Just go to jail, serve your time. And when you come out, we'll find you a job. We'll find you a place that'll take you, that'll have a use for your skills. Even though there is no way in heck this guy is ever getting out of jail. His quirk is just too freaking OP to ever be allowed to walk the streets. He even says, I want to do this because you're a good person, because there's good in you. And I've been saying the same thing for a long time. Twice is not, at his heart, an evil person. He's not a villain in that sense. He does evil. He's joined the League because they're the people who accepted him, because they're his friends. They're the people who want him around, the people who gave him a home, a place where he could be, even though he was so overwhelmingly broken. And so he escapes Hawk's cage. And, Hawks even says, I don't want to fight you. Well, good for freaking you. And I don't think this is a fight Hawks can win, even with his incredibly powerful quirk. Against an infinite number of these Twices, there's just not a whole lot he can do. And oh my god, this line actually broke my heart. I trade my soul for the League's happiness. I mean, that's just so overwhelmingly true. Like I said, the League was a place where he found a home, where he found friends that cared about him, friends that didn't kick him out, even though he was so broken, and for them, he'd do anything at this point. Honestly, I think there's a fairly good chance that Hawks might end up killing him here, as heartbreaking as that might be. But thankfully, I guess, I don't know who to root for anymore. Dobby is on his way to save Twice, and even says, Twice, this isn't your fault. As always, scummy heroes are to blame. Which just really feels like now is the time. Now is the chance for him to reveal who he really is. For him to give his backstory, a flashback, like remembering what it was like being trained under his father, under Endeavor. I mean, we all basically know at this point, it's I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's a theory, it's theory. No, it's almost confirmed. It feels like it's been confirmed by now. Maybe we'll get another hint about that next chapter, but I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like just the fact that Dobby, I mean, I said before I didn't think Twice could lose to Hawks, but just the fact that Dobby is on his way to give him backup, it feels like proof to me that Twice is going to need the help to take out Hawks, or that Hawks is going to find a way to kill Twice, and then Dobby's going to come in and burn his wings off or kill him or something, because anyway, wasn't it actually Dobby who first brought Hawks? And I know Twice was the one who kept backing him up, saying, oh no, Hawks is a good guy, he's one of us, he's our friend, he's our brother. But I think originally it was Dobby who was his source into the League, the first person he contacted that got him the meetings, got him the assignments and stuff like that. His handler, essentially. That's what I was looking for. So, yeah, really not sure what's going to happen when these three meet. I'm hoping we get some more backstory. I think it'd be really funny if Hawks is like, oh, you're just mad at your father, you're just mad at Endeavor. And he's like, how'd you know? Well, it's pretty obvious. The way you keep talking about him is if you know him personally. Those quirk that's very similar to his. The fact that Endeavor has a son he never talks about. It all just kind of added together to figure that you were his long-lost son. That'd be an interesting twist, we're waiting for this huge reveal for Dobby to finally say it, and Hawks ends up spilling the beans first. I'm not sure if Horikoshi is aware of just how many people have already confirmed this theory in their head, how many people believe it to be canon at this point. And if so, maybe we'll find a way to trick us, maybe make us think it was this, but it was actually that instead. Hard to say, I'm really not sure, very excited for it to find out though. Anyway, we still have a whole other half of the chapter to talk about. So there's 3 emergency exits out of the mansion, out of the hidden underground assembly hall, and the heroes find and destroy every last one of them. So Great new Hawks for getting the information back to the people so they can find the exact places they need to go to stop their retreat, stop them from escaping. Then I'm a little curious about exactly how well destroyed these exits were, because I feel like, with quirks, any of those villains could come out, just blow a hole in the roof of the tunnel and escape that way. A little less efficient than falling up the stairs, but they could still find a way to escape through those tunnels, I think. And you just gotta love this big old goofy smile on Redestro's face as he's told, their heroes are here. There's like a ridiculous number of them outside, and our comms have been jammed, and all of our emergency exits have been destroyed. And that smile just changes so quickly as the stress literally completely overwhelms him. That is not going to go well for anybody. I mean, this man obliterated an entire town like it was nothing. I think in his full form, when he's completely maxed out his stress level, he's probably about the equal of All Might. Which is just an absolutely terrifying thought. Oh, he also seems to be standing, so did he get robot legs or something? Didn't he lose his legs in the fight against Shigaraki? I'm pretty sure he did. Excited to see what they do with that. Alright, then we actually get to the battle. I'm very happy to see Horikoshi went out of his way to explain how these villains are being captured but not killed. Because that was a whole rant that last chapter. They're fighting literally like 10,000 people. How are they going to detain all of them? And as if he watched my video, Horikoshi decided to answer, well, like this. First off, we have the ninja who pierces all of their lungs. So that's very dark right there. It basically says, if you move or you panic too much, you are going to die. Wow, okay. Thankfully, Midnight comes in to give them a little peaceful rest. They can heal on their own, which that was nice of her. Great combo attack between the two of them. Kamui just wraps everyone up in wood. A fairly good way of detaining most people. Then we see Class B start to shine. I really like that. Mudman uses his quirk to essentially trap everyone underground, and I do love Orca praising him, and he's like, you mean it? I'm really helping the heroes? He's so excited. That's so cute. I love that. And then we have She-Mage, who is literally filling everyone's lungs with mushrooms. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Her quirk is one of the most terrifying things in this entire series. I mean, I think she's actually holding her breath so she doesn't breathe it in herself. I mean, she's cute, she's adorable, but she is freaking terrifying. I mean, seriously terrifying. So yeah, with She-Mage and Mudin being able to basically detain all of the low-level thugs, it lets the pro heroes go in and take out the big boys, take out the commanders, take out the first, second, third in command, which I really like. I wasn't really sure how they were going to do this fight, 10,000 villains versus them, but they've definitely introduced a lot of quirks out of the series that are good at incapacitating large number of people all at once, and really glad we had the Class A versus Class B fights so we could meet these two so we'd know exactly who they are and what they're doing in this fight. I like that. As for next chapter, little unclear. Like I said, the whole Dabi twice Hawks battle. I'm really not sure what's going to happen. I feel like because Dabi's on his way, that means Twice is going to need backup, maybe even be killed. Or maybe when Dabi gets there, Twice will have already killed Hawks. Or maybe Dabi will finish off Hawks so Twice doesn't have to do the killing himself because he thought of him as his friend. I don't know. There's definitely a weird dynamic between the three of them. And again, I'm hoping to find a little bit more about Endeavor. Now that most of the low-level minions have been contained, I'm guessing it's going to be the pro heroes against all of the top-rank brass members, like the leaders. I don't think Toga are the main League of Villain members, but the second in command, the generals that were just underneath them could definitely have a chance to show off here. And I'm still of the opinion that once all is said and done, once the dust is settled, once it looks like the heroes have won, essentially, Shigaraki's going to show up and just basically obliterate all the heroes at once. Then on the other hand, this could be actually the way they divide things. They have this huge mansion on the villains here so that all the other pro heroes and all the other students can have their own thing to do, while Deku and Baku are the ones that are going to fight Shigaraki at full force. I'm not sure, and it's definitely depending how much longer the series has to go, because on one hand, this feels like it'd be the final arc, another 30, 50 chapters of this, then, alright, well, that's the end of things. Thanks for coming. But on the other hand, Deku is only locked to two-ish of his quirks. I mean, he still has a whole lot more to unlock and master. I don't feel like he could do all of that in the middle of a battle, in the middle of a fight, unless one of his quirks lets him freeze time and train in basically a hyperbolic time chamber for a year or two. That would definitely be interesting. A little callback to DBZ. That'd be funny. But I feel like this can't be the end of it. I feel like things need to continue afterwards. Maybe a bunch of heroes gonna be killed, and maybe it's gonna be like chaos in Japan. Maybe I'm just really not sure. I have two separate timelines in my head. And I'm just don't know which one they're gonna go for because if the series still has a long time to go, if they still have a whole lot more development, plot, character growth to do, then they're gonna need to find a way to keep the League of Villain as a threat, even though a whole bunch of them were taken out here. And if they do it short, then Deku's gonna have to master a whole bunch of quirks all at once. I mean, it's also a little concerning. They seem to be giving a lot of spotlight to the side characters. Like Kaminari had a whole shining moment last chapter where he like held off the electricity and even shipped him. The series even shipped a bit with Jiro. So it just feels like they're approaching the end. At the same time, it doesn't feel like it could end anytime soon because there's still so much more Deku is left to do. Really not sure. And regardless of how it ends, I still want like an epilogue. I still want like a mini arc after all is said and done, like the second sports festival. Just a chance for everyone to battle one another and show off how strong they really have become, how much they've grown since the first sports festival. I think it'd be really cool to see. I really want Uraka to have a rematch with Bako. I seriously want that. She's grown so much, and yes, he's grown too, but just those two fighting would be absolutely amazing. It'd be so fun to see. Alright, believe I think it's all down below. Be sure to like, subscribe to the next video, and until then, peace.